Hello and welcome. Today's reading is a bit different. We are doing a reading to channel the messages around money that are asking to come through for you from the afterlife, from loved ones who have passed, and from the spirit realm in general. So I'm going to give a little bit of background on why we're doing this reading in particular. I don't often give a background at the beginning of these videos, but I can tell this is going to be a very raw yet very powerful and healing reading, I think, for me and for a lot of you listening. So, the background here. A few days ago, just a few days before I'm sitting down to record this reading, I attended a live in-person guided meditation with a psychic medium. And I uncovered quite a bit about myself in that meditation. But during that meditation, at one point, I felt an energy trying to come through to share a message with me, but I was moving very quickly through the meditation to keep up with the guided aspect of it, so I didn't receive the message there at that time. A couple hours after that, I got home and I received news that a relative of mine had passed that morning, probably while I was in meditation, after a several years long battle with cancer. And I realize now that that was my relative trying to come through in the meditation. The very next day, a client of mine passed away. And to my knowledge, it was also due to cancer. And in the last few days since their passings, I've been allowing myself to move through the sadness and grief. I wasn't incredibly close with either of them, but I still had some closeness with both of these individuals. So it's been a little bit to process. But the last few days I've been receiving a lot of messages from them. I've also been undergoing a lot of my own inner growth and deeper conviction in my work and life and my soul's purpose in this lifetime as a result of all this. I've also been receiving a lot of messages from my father, who transitioned from this life over 5 years ago, also from cancer, and was always a champion of my passions, and whose diagnosis and passing really was the thing that pushed me to start my business, which has led me here and to a life beyond my wildest dreams today. So only recently have I been realizing that I do have some mediumship abilities where I channel from the afterlife and from loved ones who have passed, though I don't know that I would call myself a medium per se. I'm more of a channeler in general. I channel from my collective, my Arrow, they're called the Arrow Collective from the Orion star system. I channel from the deities I work with. It's most of who I channel from, a collective of healers as well. But I do have a close relationship with and occasionally channeling from Hekate, a goddess of the afterlife of sorts, and now have very recently been connecting with Hades as well. So a lot of messages have been coming in for me and from the afterlife and deities and energies associated with from people who have passed. And just now, about less than 12 hours ago, I got this message to sit down and do this reading for you, for all of you here, to allow messages from the afterlife, the spirit realm, to come through to guide us around wealth, but especially around really seizing each day, each moment, and finding the abundance that is available to us in every moment in so many different forms. Because it's in attuning to all the different frequencies and manifestations of abundance, we can more easily call in more material wealth, but also just have a richer, fuller life with what time we do have here. And I just saw that the time as I'm filming this is 12:12. That is also my birth date. So I'm going to take this as some very good signs that we are tapped in and in alignment and ready to channel. So this is all just a reminder that this life is so precious and so short and so unpredictable, but so wildly abundant and just full of infinite possibility in each moment if you're willing to look for it. So that is the very honest story and I guess intent behind this particular reading. Now, this is a timeless reading, So anytime you find this video is exactly when you need to hear these messages. As we dive into these readings together, make sure that you take what you need from these readings. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. No matter whether things resonate or not here, there's always the opportunity in every moment, in every message, in every card, in every reading, to find your own truths, clarity, and alignment, whatever that looks like for you. Now, if you are new here, welcome. I don't normally go into such a personal, detailed backstory before our readings, but I felt called to share that all with you. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Taylor Eaton. I am the author of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, which we will be using throughout all of the readings today because it is designed specifically for messages around abundance and wealth. It will be sprinkled throughout. I do not have it out here for you right now because I felt called to put other decks out. So, 2 quick announcements for you before we introduce the decks and the crystals that you have to choose from here. First, if you are looking for a high vibe community full of like-minded people, exclusive mini readings, money meditations, and tons of resources to help you manifest the wealth you desire, you are more than welcome to come join me in the Wealth Vibe membership. We recently just added a new feature to the membership where I post a daily mini money reading in there. That way you can get daily guidance to help you stay aligned with and call in your money manifestations. We are also currently doing a challenge to relax our way to more money, and people are truly in there right now having mind-blowing results, like selling record amounts in their business this last week, signing more clients than ever before, landing new jobs, having unexpected money come in, and so much more. So if you want to come join in for that challenge while we're still doing it, or just to get access to all of the other amazing perks of being in the membership, the link for the Wealth Vibe is in the description and pinned comment below. It is an insane steal of a price for everything that is included. It is currently only $25 a month to join, and you can cancel at any time, and it just includes, honestly, it's worth hundreds a month, but I strive to keep this work accessible to as many people as wanted. And I would just love to get to manifest more abundance alongside you if you feel called to join us there. Now, our second and final reminder here is that the only place I offer the ability to purchase private readings from me is inside of the Wealth Vibe membership. So please be aware of people pretending to be me on social media or in the comments offering you a private reading. Those people are not me. Now, with all of that being said, it is time to pick your deck. So today we have deck 1, deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. If you like to pick via crystal to see which crystal calls to you, I will give you a quick close-up of those. For deck 1, we have Black Obsidian. For deck 2, we have Chalcopyrite. For deck 3, we have Amazonite. And for deck 4, we have Mookite. We will be incorporating multiple decks into each of the readings, including my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck. I will list all of the decks used in this video in the description below. You can absolutely watch more than one of the readings if more than one deck is calling to you. That just means that there is guidance for you in each of those readings. So pause the video and take however long you need to choose, and then click the timestamps below in the description to jump to whichever deck or decks or crystals you are called to. Hello, deck number 1. This is your reading to uncover what message the afterlife or spirit realm has for you around money. And right as I hit record, I just saw 222 for you on my phone screen. So I like that little confirmation that we are exactly where we're meant to be right now with this reading. So let's see what message is wanting to come through for you. I'm going to start shuffling to just open up the reading and open up and invite any spirits that have passed, the afterlife, any of my collectives or deities connected to the afterlife or spirit realm that want to step forward to open up this reading with whatever message they want to share. I will also say that if you skipped the intro and want my personal backstory on why I'm doing this reading in particular, which is a very kind of unique reading for this channel, because it deals with the afterlife and such. You can go back and check that out. I have timestamps below, so you can look at that kind of, it should say something like backstory. I put that at the beginning of the reading. You don't have to at the beginning of this video. You don't have to check that out, but I may refer to people or deities or things like that throughout the reading. So if you want any insight on that, you know where to find it, just for the context for this reading. All right, my deck ones. The first message that's coming through, right? We have happiness is my birthright, and then I brought in my Wealthy Woman Oracle deck here for rebirth and Garden of Wealth. And so interesting that we have birth coming up, right? Rebirth, birthright. And Garden of Wealth is very much, we'll get into all these cards and bring more in a moment, but that's all about things being born into existence, manifesting, blooming. Spirit realm, the afterlife, right? The message that's coming through for you is that there's so much that's waiting to come through for you. There's so much abundance, so much, wow, so much beauty and so many blessings waiting to be born into your life right now that are going to bring you so much joy. Like the things you've been waiting for, especially around money or success or in your career, the things you've been waiting for and manifesting, trying to manifest, to bring into your existence, they're all waiting in the wings, is what I'm getting. Those manifestations, the money, the job. I just saw 111 for you. So a lot of you, maybe it's the job, right? But the job, the promotion, the success, the visibility, the security, the overflow, whatever it is that you've been waiting for in those arenas, it's all waiting and it's available. But this is what is coming for you from after. I have like goosebumps. Is like they can't come through. These blessings, this abundance can't come through for you until you truly lean into this deep, innate knowing that you are innately, right, worthy of joy and abundance. And when I say like that, worthiness of joy and abundance, of course, I meet very few people, and I've been doing this work for 6 years now, of working with people with money manifestations and money mindset and all that. I rarely meet people who, if I ask them, do you think you're worthy of the money or joy you want? Very few people will say no. Most people will say yes. But at the core of it, they don't truly believe they're innately worthy right now of the things they want. They think, yeah, I'm deserving of it. But a lot of us have the story of, I'll be happy when the money shows up. I'll be happy when I have the job offer. I'll be happy when. I'll be happy when I have the money or the wealth, right? And we make our happiness, our enjoyment of life in this moment, contingent on whether we have the wealth or success or manifestation that we want right now or not, observably in our 3D reality. And Spirit Realm is saying, this is like the grand trick of it all. The big secret to life and to manifesting whatever it is you desire in this life. Spirit Realm is saying, the big secret is knowing that happiness is right here. Joy is right here. Even wealth and abundance is right here in this moment for you. In every moment. And it's when you can give yourself permission in every moment to feel the joy of the moment, to receive fully the joy of the present moment, to allow it in, to look for it and allow it in and allow it to land. When you can do that, that's when the actual physical manifestations of the wealth and success you desire can come in, because then you're open to receive them. Then you're a match for them, energetically speaking. Then you are them on a vibrational level, on an embodied level. It's when you can decouple your happiness, your fulfillment of life from the need for the money, the success, the job. And don't get me wrong, I get it. I get that in our society, money is a necessity for survival, for comfort, for safety. Like I get that. but it is not, and this is very much coming very, very strongly through some of my deities here, especially Hades and Hekate, especially Hades. They're saying money is not a necessity for the enjoyment of this moment, of what's available to you in this moment. Money is not a necessity that you need in order to be able to recognize and enjoy the abundance that is available to you now. And maybe that won't be in financial terms or job offer terms, but maybe it's in the sound of your child's laughter. Maybe it's in the fresh air you get to breathe in. Maybe it's in the form of abundance of all of the green leaves on the trees around you. Maybe it's the form of abundance of this big plate full of food you're about to eat. There are so many different forms and manifestations of abundance in every moment that we have access to, that we can tune into, that we can choose to tune into. And until we do that and truly allow ourselves to receive the bounty we already have, the universe isn't going to give us any more. And I'm getting, deck one, that part of that is because in this lifetime we're meant to, especially you, since you picked this deck, you are meant to learn how to be reborn into abundance and joy in every moment, and to know that that is your birthright and that it's available to you at every moment. And I know it can feel infuriating to say, just be happy. And it can feel frustrating to hear, just choose to be happy. But it's interesting because I had this conversation with someone in my Wealth by membership just recently as we were discussing one of our book club reads last month, where we were reading A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And discussing it in there over the last couple months. We've now started another book, but in that book there was, one of the last chapters was talking about just choosing to be happy. And I said, I've found that is the key to a lot in unlocking manifestations and the fullness of life and wealth in this lifetime. But saying that to people who aren't ready to hear it and who don't quite understand what that means, it can sound tone deaf, it can sound insensitive. But what that means and what the guidance I'm getting to share with you about this is to understand that choosing to be happy it's choosing to foster the skill of acknowledging and receiving and allowing in and allowing yourself to revel in all of the joys, all of the abundance that's available to you right now. You have a garden of wealth already in your life. Maybe it doesn't look like the finances you want yet. Maybe it doesn't look like the success in your career yet. But you do have, they're showing me deck one, that afterlife, your ancestors, the people who have passed, who loved you, they are looking at you and saying, wow, you have so much. You have so much right now. And they're not faulting you. They're not saying, how can you not see it? They get that you can't see, because in our human experience, it's very easy to normalize all the abundance we have and then want more. That's what keeps us evolving and reaching and growing. That's a good thing. But it's a good thing when we become conscious of it. It's not so good a thing when we allow that to become a subconscious autopilot program that prevents us from truly seeing and appreciating the miracles, the beauty of each moment, and all the abundance we have in each moment. So I want to pull more cards in a minute, but there's so much here for you. So your ancestors past, your loved ones past, they're saying there's so much for you, and we're excited for you in this lifetime to be one of the ones in our family, in your soul family, who sees and truly learns how to see and choose the joy and abundance in each moment, and in that way truly become a master of reality, a master of your reality, a master of money manifestations and success and wealth and fulfillment and of a rich life. Like, you are meant, deck one, to be a kind of like chain breaker in that way, to break a cycle of soul or generational lineage that you were born into that has not been able to truly grasp this ability to master the receiving of the present moment and all of its joy, and therefore the keys that the present moment holds and the joy holds of the present moment to manifesting more wealth more intentionally in the forms you want it to come in. And when we're talking also about receiving, by the way, this is what we're doing in the Wealth by membership right now. We are in the middle of our receiving mode challenge, which it's just like this round. This is our second round of this particular challenge, because we typically do a different challenge every month. But this is a repeat. It's been one of the most popular challenges, and it is blowing my mind with how much people are being able to unlock abundance in the present moment and manifest amazing things financially, like high record income months in their business, all that sort of stuff. So if you want to come join us and still get in on that while we're doing it, you are more than welcome to. That link is below for you. But regardless, this is the core message, right? The first message coming through from the afterlife for you. Wow, I thought it would just be a couple minutes to do the opening message, but that was a whole long thing. That was really good. All right, I want to get some more guidance for you. We're going to pull from another deck here around. What can you release? What can deck one release? What guidance is there for releasing around money, to allow more money in? What's blocking them? Anything like that. Afterlife, we have these two cards coming up. Parenthood, Legacy. What did I say about some deep, those generational things? Legacy burdens, too, is something that was divinely given to me by someone at that guided meditation, of something to look into, which I've looked into for myself and to look into for all of you. So what can you let go of? Old stories that aren't yours. The afterlife, again, your ancestors, your soul, loved ones who are in non-physical now, they're saying really strongly here, like, with this botanist card, wow, this is beautiful. They're saying you're not meant to carry our burdens that we carried in our lifetime. Those were for us to carry, not for you. You have your own soul contract, your own soul mission. So you're getting a lot of permission right now, is what I'm getting. A lot of permission, a lot of encouragement to drop whatever stories or fears around money that you picked up from your parents, that you've maybe picked up from your ancestors, that are past life even stories, things that truly aren't yours but are dictating or interfering, is what I'm getting, interfering with your ability to manifest the wealth you desire. So a really great exercise after this reading for you, deck one, would be to sit down and journal on what are my biggest fears or worries or stories around money. Like, is money hard to make? Do I think I'm going to have to burn myself out? We have the warrior perfectionism burnout. Do I think I'm going to have to burn myself out to make more money? Have I already burned myself out? Do I think I have to be perfect in order to make more money? Do I think that, money is going to cost me my health or something like that? Do you have any stories like that, or any other stories that you feel like don't feel good around money or success or career and are exhausting for you to carry? Journal those out and then look at, where did each of these stories come from? Where did each of these stories come from? Are they truly yours, or are they things that you learned from your family that you just feel like you have that aren't really, if you ask yourself and you go, are these mine? And it just feels like, no, these aren't mine. These aren't my fears. These aren't my stories. These are things you have that permission now and you're ready to release, right? You always had the permission, but this is the message that's coming through from your loved ones, your soul tribe that have passed. So something like that. Also, on that same note, Spirit Realm is saying, release the perfectionism, release the burnout, right? Release the need for money to be hard. Again, this is a lot of what we cover in the receiving mode in the membership right now, but it's really, working hard is not the answer. It is part of the equation. At times, there are times you will need to hustle and work hard and go through those seasons of aligned hustle where it feels good to be deep in your work and working a lot if you're passionate about it, or really committing yourself to growing your success or business or career, whatever it is. There will be times when that is aligned for you, but overall, that's not the answer. Hustle should be a byproduct of finding, wow, this is very beautiful guidance that I haven't channeled before. Deck one, hustle should be a byproduct of finding something that truly is aligned for you and pursuing it, as long as it feels good to pursue it at that rate. Hustle is a byproduct of beautiful alignment. Relaxing can also be a byproduct of beautiful alignment, but that should be more the default rather than the hustle, right? And there's often a balance we need to strike. So leaning into this idea, shifting your mindset, really is the message that's coming through for you around, this is not about, for you, the wealth you desire, the success you desire. It's not about working harder or sustaining a level of really high hard work that's going to burn you out. It's instead looking at hustle as something you pick up because you are so aligned and so excited and so driven to work on something. And the rest of the time there's more of a balance or even just total relaxation, right? We have the witch, experimentation, rebellion. We also have the twins, self-protection, dual natures. Really releasing anything that makes you feel like it's not safe to be all of you, right? Releasing the fears. These might also be fears of like, if I want to make money doing what I want to do, whether it's that business or this career, then I have to be all me and it's unsafe to be all me, or my family's gonna be disappointed in me, or because it's not the trajectory they want for me, anything like that, like letting go of that fear of fully being seen. I'm getting for a lot of you also looking into healing any witch wounds, if that resonates with you, right? In past lives or even this current life, like that fear of being seen for how powerful you are, for your true power, your true gifts, for fear of being seen in all of that. The more you keep protecting against being seen for who you truly are and how powerful you are and gifted you are and your soul is in this lifetime, the more you try to protect against that, the more you keep a lid on your biggest gifts that are the things that are going to help you make the most money and have the most success with most ease. So 555 for you. So yeah, that's confirmation for a lot of you. So very, very interesting guidance there. What can deck 1 do, spirits? What can deck 1 do to call in more money? Overwhelm and plenty. My loves, we have overflow here, right? You want to call in that overflow. You have to let go again, right? And this came out right on top of our burnout card. You have to let go of the burnout. You have to heal a burnout. I'm getting for a lot of you, your nervous system might be fried, and more fried than you realize it is from our hustle culture that we live in this world. And it is time for you. This is your sign. This is your invitation from spirit, from the afterlife, right? From people who can, souls that have passed on that can see what you can't right now from their non-physical vantage point. This is the time for you to release the overwhelm, to take a step back from the things that are burning you out and to shift your perspective around it, to say no to the things that truly do not light you up or do not feel aligned to you at this time. And notice again the plenty that you have already in each moment, whatever that looks like. That's the next step for you. There's a lot of healing, the nervous system, healing the things that are exhausting you, right? We also have Skybridge possibility for union. Ooh. I see a lot of you in doing this, right? In letting go of the burnout, taking just a step back. Doesn't mean you don't do anything, but just taking a step back from the hustle, dialing it down just a notch. Doing that, I see, is going to make room for more clarity to arise within you as to what is actually aligned for you. And that, my loves, is what's going to allow you to start to bring more wealth into your life, more success in a way that's really aligned for you. You're going to get better pictures of what's aligned, what's the next right step, what's the easiest and most fulfilling and aligned path to wealth and the lifestyle I want for me, right? You're going to be coming more into union, into harmony with your higher self, with your soul's purpose. And when we do that, everything clicks into place, right? And that includes money just and opportunities. It all kind of falls together and comes into our laps because we're in alignment with our soul path, right? With our higher self. So there's going to be so much, not just spiritual, but also material wealth growth for you on the other side of just taking it back a notch from the level of hustle and burnout you might be operating at this time. That's what Spirit Realm really wants you to know. All right, any last messages for deck 1? I feel like it wants to come out for you. Tell shame to suck it. Oh, deck 1. Your ancestors. All the energies in the afterlife, in the spirit realm and non-physical, wow, I'm getting goosebumps. They are so proud of you. They are so proud of you. Where you are right now. All that you've overcome. All that you have become. Oh my gosh, I'm getting teary-eyed. You are, there is so much love and appreciation and just celebration of you. You're already enough. You've already achieved enough. You've already done enough. And that's what the spirit realm, the afterlife, wants you to know. That's what those people, those souls there that love you want you to know. You've already done enough. You've already become enough. You've already conquered enough. Now, from here on out, now from here on out in this life that you're in right now, it's about enjoying. It's about enjoying. Even if you feel like you haven't quite made it yet or achieved what you thought you wanted to or needed to accomplish at this point in your life yet, non-physical spirit is saying that's all in your head, baby. That's all in your head. You are more than enough. There is no shame in where you are or where you're not. There is no shame in what you want to achieve or who you are and what you want to leave behind. There is no shame in any of it. You are massively celebrated and appreciated by those who love you, by those you love, who have passed. They're so proud of you. They're so proud of you. So any of that shame you might feel in any area around the money you make or don't make, the way you make it or don't make it, the way you want to make it or don't want to make it, what you want to say goodbye to, what you want to walk away from, what you want to embrace, all the truest parts of you, any shame connected or attached to any of that, it's time to let it go. Know that might not even be yours too. Again, when we talked about releasing the things that aren't yours, that shame, any shame, might not even be yours. You're just carrying it around for someone else, from someone else. It's not yours, right? So let that go. Do whatever healing might need to happen in order to be able to let it go. But you get to set that down now. You get to set that down and truly remember that happiness is your birthright in every moment. You can choose to see all of the abundance available to you in each moment and be present with it and receive it and allow it in. And you get to release the stories, the shame, the fears that aren't yours. Release the burnout, release the hustle. Be enough. See the plenty that's already around you and come more into harmony with your higher self, with your path, right? That's the phase of your life and the phase of your material wealth, the phase of your career, your success, your abundance that you're entering into now. And Spirit Realm is just, couldn't be more thrilled for you and more proud of you. It's so beautiful. All right, deck number 1, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading. Let me know how it resonated. I truly appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It always means the world to me, and I would, on this one particular, really love to hear what came up for you and your thoughts if you want to share. Now you are, of course, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance if you're not already subscribed. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our daily mini money readings that are now going on in there, and our Receiving Mode Challenge and our book club discussions, then I would love to get to connect with you there in the membership. The link for the Wealth Vibe membership is in the description and pinned comment below. If you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that is also in the description and pinned comment below. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance. And remember to enjoy this moment right now and find all the abundance you can within it. This life is so rich and full if you're willing to look for the bounty that each moment holds. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Hello, deck number 2. This is your reading to uncover what message the afterlife or spirit realm has for you around money. So let's see what message is wanting to come through for you If you skipped the intro at the beginning of this video and want my personal backstory on why I'm doing this reading in particular, you can go back and check that out. You don't have to, but I may refer to people in my life who have recently passed, hello, or deities that I work with in this reading. So just know that the context for that is at the beginning of this video. I will put timestamps for you to easily jump to that if you want to. So I am pulling to see just what message we're opening up from the afterlife, from spirit realm, to just open things up, what general message is available for you. Ooh, very interesting. All right. So the initial message I'm getting, right, seems like a lot of the energy is coming from loved ones, you know, who may have passed, or people in your family or lineage who are, I saw 111, so yep, some nice confirmation, who are beyond the veil now. And I just got chills. They're saying that they see how resourceful you've had to be so far in life, or this chapter, the season of life, right? Horned cactus resourcefulness. They see how resourceful you've had to be, and they applaud you for all the hard work you've done, all the hardships you've overcome. But they're saying their guidance here is like, and it's said with so much love, is don't allow the kind of thorns almost that you've had to develop in this lifetime to protect yourself from the circumstances external to you in this life. Don't let those thorns keep others and opportunities for abundance at bay. That's what they're saying. It's a little bit of like lower your defenses just a little bit. It doesn't mean that you stop being resourceful, but I'm seeing that this need to be resourceful that you've had to cultivate within yourself, and that has served you so well for so long. It is on this verge right now, and maybe has been for a little while, kind of almost holding you back from stepping into that next level of abundance you desire, or that next level of success you desire. That's what they're showing me. And they're saying, because they love you so much, there's so much love for you coming through, and they're saying, basically don't let this life and don't let what's happened so far harden you. Soften a little bit. Soften, especially looking at our conduit card here, right? Very soft energy, soft within herself, right? Like hugging herself, holding herself. That's the energy you're being asked to embody, and they're saying the way that you can really allow yourself to still be brilliantly resourceful. I'm still seeing that you are brilliantly, exceptionally resourceful. See that you're creative. You've come up with a lot of creative solutions in your life and around your finances or situations brought to you by financial situations or circumstances. You have cultivated this brilliant resourcefulness and also resiliency. That's what I'm getting. But there's a little bit of this energy of like, I have to do it all myself. Or it's not safe to let others in, or it's not safe to open up and even soften and let the universe in, and trust that things can work out without me having to have my hands in the pot or on the driver's wheel, right? So this is that sign from the afterlife, from those who love you the most, right? That are no longer here with you. They're saying, soften just a little bit. Allow yourself to, with this conduit card, not be trying to use your resourcefulness to see how can I get more money and manifest more money and receive more money, but instead, how can I use my resourcefulness to flow with money, to be a good conduit or steward for money, to allow gracefully money to flow into my life with gratitude and flow out when it needs to do the highest good. Really learning to detach from the role you think you have to play with money in this lifetime. That's what I'm getting from spirit realm, and I'm getting from some of my deities, right? Hekate, Hades are stepping forward, and I saw 444. Nice confirmation. Thank you. That's who this is. They're saying a whole new chapter of wealth is opening up for you. I'm getting that some of you have already started to step into it. For a lot of you, it will be beginning soon, in the next week or two, even after watching this reading. A new season of wealth is opening up for you, but if you go into it prickly, hardened, not allowing others in to help you, also not being okay when money flows out of your life just as much as you are okay with it flowing in, and also being, you know, almost ungrateful when the money flows in if it's not as much as you wanted or needed in that moment. If you go into this new season, this new chapter that's opening for you, if you go much further into it with this energy, this hardened, prickly energy, you're not going to be able to reap as much out of that season as you could, as is available to you. So I'm getting that you have, again, your ancestors, your soul family that's in non-physical, they're stepping forward right from this afterlife space and saying, again, they're coming back in and saying, you have what it takes already within you. You don't need more resourcefulness to figure out how to make more money. You need a little bit more surrender, a little bit more trust. This doesn't mean that you don't take actions, you don't get inspired ideas, you don't come up with plans. It just means that there's needs to be a little bit more of interwoven surrender to trusting that when certain doors are closing, it's because others are opening. So that's I got that the word door, the symbol of a door, is going to mean something to some of you watching as well. And then that's a confirmation for you of what you've been asking about lately. Interesting. Doors are opening for you. But if you're fixated, right, on this one door that's closed, you won't see the other doors that are maybe off to the side that have opened that might lead you to what you want or the success or money you desire more quickly and more easily and in a way that feels better to you. So, interesting first message there from our spirit realm. Let's see, I'm going to grab another deck here. I want to shuffle for what deck 2 can release around money. Open deck 2, release around money. What do your ancestors, spirit guides see for you? The divine timing. What did I say earlier, right? Of trusting the universe. Evaluation. The adventure, responsibility, expectations. Very clear, first of all, right? Release any responsibility you think you feel towards someone else that keeps you hardened, right? Or a responsibility even to yourself or your past self. Ooh, for a lot of you, what responsibility was thrust upon you as a child that it's time to heal and let go of, especially around anything financially related, work related, even if that meant like getting good grades in school and that pressure put on you, right? That's still like work in a way and it's training you for work. But what responsibility was thrust on you as a child or in your adolescent formative years? What expectations were put on you? I'm getting a lot of this will be from family, for people who raised you, but also from society. But what responsibility did you take on that honestly led to a lot of this resourcefulness being cultivated within you, but now you've kind of outgrown it, but yet you're still allowing these to now limit you instead of spur you on toward growth. So that's something to look at. It's something to maybe journal on or reflect on after this reading. Getting that, there's that releasing the resistance to divine timing, meaning releasing the need to evaluate and control and plan out and figure out exactly how and when and where the money's going to come to you and what you need to do right now to get there. There needs to be, again, the release of a little bit of that control and more of a surrender of that and a surrender to the divine timing of things. Trust that the seeds you've planted will start to germinate and bloom soon. Again, we have a lot of, nature imagery here. Spending time in nature might help you do a lot of this. Studying nature as well if you feel called to. For some reason, I'm getting a lot of you getting into botany or at least gardening. But spending some more time with nature or even looking, even if you just did a little bit of a YouTube or Google deep dive after this, just for like an hour or something, if it feels good to, right? But looking into, I'm getting, germination rates of things, like when we look at seeds and how certain seeds, you can plant a bunch of seeds, but not all of them are going to germinate. Not all of them are going to sprout. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that was, an inherently bad or failure of a seed. That's just how things are. Some ideas you have, some things you do in life will succeed and some won't. And that's okay. There's no judgment there. So releasing that judgment, but taking the lessons you can from nature, spending time in nature, and watching how everything blooms and dies off and goes through its seasons, right? We have seasons of wealth. We have this cactus. We have this plant growing from a seed here, right? Like there's so much nature and so much newness and new beginnings being offered to you here. So a lot of signs in that, a lot of, that encouragement from spirit from the afterlife to look at, wow, interesting, from the afterlife to look at the creation of life, how perfect and divinely miraculous and abundant it is, even if it doesn't always go as planned, or even if it doesn't always look how you think it will look, right? So letting go of that control and allowing things work out. And honestly, it's such a now cliche message in the spiritual community, but this is what's being offered to you. I'm getting like from Hades and Persephone right now, of very much of everything's happening for you, right? Everything happens in its own time, and it's all perfect. It's all working out for you. So when something doesn't happen that you wanted to have happen, you get to look at that and go, that's great, because that means something else is coming, something else is happening, another door is open somewhere else, and I just maybe haven't seen it yet or am aware of it yet. But releasing the judgment of the timing of things and handing that back over to the universe, source, your higher self, whatever you want to hand it back over to. I like to hand that over to, I tend to hand that over specifically to Hekate quite a bit. Sometimes to Artemis, she's my patron goddess. So there's a lot of routes you can go for surrendering that control. We also have the gambler, loss and risks. Let go of the fear of losing things. Again, money going out is not a loss. It is a flow. Money goes out, money can come in. You're making space for more aligned money, for more greater quantities of money, right? Don't get so attached to anything that you see it as a loss. See it as a lesson. See it as a new door opening. See it as an opportunity. See it as happening again for you. Also, let go of any shame or pain you feel around around like past things you did that didn't pay off, right? Again, with that, it's not a failure. It's a learning experience. It's an opportunity. It's just in its own timing, right? We have the Sentinel, determination, certainty. Again, let go of needing to know how it's going to work. This is easier said than done. It's something we talk about quite a bit inside of the Wealthiest membership. You don't need to know how things are going to happen all the time. You can have your own plans. It's great to have your own strategies in business, your own 5-year plans for your money, your investment plans, but you cannot know how things are going to go. You can plan and plan, but you can't know if there's going to be a crash in the market or if there's going to be a global pandemic, right? And that's going to hamper your plans or completely derail your business. Or like, you cannot predict everything that's going to happen, so stop trying to. Instead, create the most aligned plan for yourself and execute on it while leaving lots of room for flexibility, for inspiration, for divine timing and gifts and miracles and blessings, right? It's really what's coming through for you here. All right, what can deck 2 do? What can deck 2 do to call in more money, spirits? What can deck 2 do to call in more money? Float like you mean it. Flow, a lot of surrender for you, my loves. I know it can be maddening. And again, I say this a lot in my videos, but Spirit and my underworld kind of afterlife deities are all saying the same thing of like floating, surrender, going with the flow. That doesn't mean just doing nothing. It doesn't mean you stop going to work. It doesn't mean you stop doing things in your business. It doesn't mean you stop growing or innovating. And it doesn't mean absolutely for you that you stop being resourceful and sharp and motivated and determined. It doesn't mean any of that. It just means that you make room, you make space, you create spaciousness within yourself, within your spirit, within your heart, within your mind, within your life, within your days, for the universe, for something bigger than you to come in and deliver what you want to, or line things up for you, or put you on the right path, right? So not clinging to anything, floating. There's an image that I downloaded over a year ago. I feel like it was maybe almost 2 years now. And I was starting to embark on a season of a lot of surrender. My word of the year of 2023, in fact, was surrender. And I surrendered hard and unlocked a lot of wealth and gifts in doing so. But it was so much deeper than I thought it was going to be and required so much more growth from me than I thought it was going to. And what kind of kick-started, I saw 1515, it's nice repeating numbers for you. What kick-started that surrender journey for me, this was even kind of really before it started, but it was this download of this image I got of my life, this life, right, is very much, for all of us, our life is like we are a boat on an ocean. And we are adrift, we don't have any paddles. We're just here for the ride. And we see where the waves and the storms and the currents take us. And when we do arrive somewhere, I see like a bunch of islands dotting the sea. When you arrive at an island or a landmass, meaning there's a time for you to make a decision or take an action, right? When you arrive at a point in your life where you need to make a decision or take a really big or different action, then you get off the boat, you come ashore and you do what you need to do, and then once you've made your decisions, get back in the boat and you keep floating. And you see where that takes you next. And then you keep doing that. That's life. That's it. That's what life is. And so you still have some agency. You still have decisions to make. You still have actions to take. But for the most part, it's surrender. For the most part, it's flow. For the most part, you are floating on the ocean of life, and you get to look at it like this grand adventure that you just get to see where life takes you, and then you make the most of it when it takes you somewhere. And then when you've made the most of it and you've gotten what you want and can from it, you get back in your boat and see where else it takes you. You surrender some more. That's what really, especially Hades, is saying. That's what life is. This is what I've been coming to love and learn about Hades. This is a newer deity that I've been starting to connect with and starting to channel from just very recently. And what I'm learning from him is that, and from this archetype, this energy of him, is that it's all about the appreciation of this life, right? Like, this life is such a miracle. That's what he wants to share with you. This life is such a miracle. Such a miracle, my loves. And this life is not about getting anywhere. It's about enjoying being alive. And whatever that is for however long that is. And I just saw 111 for you. Some beautiful confirmation of this message for you. So I know that it can feel like, yeah, I'll just enjoy life and then surrender and then, yeah, okay, but how does that make me more money? It's because you can't predict. You can't, trying to control, trying to cling, trying to predict and force and produce how the money you want, how the success you want is going to come to you. That's folly. It's impossible. You cannot predict it because there's so many infinite unseen factors in every moment that you can't fathom. How could you predict it? You can't. It's a fool's errand to try. So stop trying to predict how the money's going to come. Again, just surrender. See where you are, where you end up, where you're taken to by the tides of life. And then when you get somewhere where you feel like it's time to make a choice or make a move, do it. Do what feels the most aligned. And maybe set some intentions, do some energy work, calibrate to the energy you want to call in, and then keep surrendering and see what comes. See where you're guided to. That's the beauty of life. And that's how the universe can guide you to that most effortless path of abundance. But the hustling, the pushing, the forcing, trying to make it happen, you're probably going to end up charting a course that is much more perilous and much more difficult than it needs to be because you just haven't seen the path that's the easiest for you, that the universe is trying to redirect you to and prepare you for, right? We also have love who you are. We have a butterfly and a seahorse, in case any of those signs mean anything to anyone. Love who you are. What I say earlier, you already have become everything you need to become in order to really reap what you need from this season of wealth that's opening up for you, this new chapter. All that's required of you is that you love yourself through it. Again, this really comes back to this message in here, right? Like when you love who you are, when you're so solid in who you are, and you've detached any sense of how good you are or how amazing you are or how even successful you are from the money or job that you do or do not have, when you've actually fully detached any sort of correlation between the job or money that you have or don't have and how you see yourself, and you can just be so solid and validated in who you are and know that you are a freaking miracle, you are amazing, you are beautiful, you are magic, you are the universe walking around, breathing, experiencing itself. When you can be so certain in that, the world opens up to you. Abundance flows to you. Other people open up to you, right? So this is really this new season you're stepping into, right? Your ancestors are coming forward again, and they're saying the path to more money, more success for you, my dear deck 2, is love, and not just love for others. I see that also a lot of the resourcefulness you've cultivated is because of a love for others, and maybe even a love for the people that thrust, like expectations and things like that on you. This is a season for you to really fall deeper in love with yourself. And I get for some of you, you're like, I've already been doing that. I've already been working on self-love. It's like, oh, but do you truly, have you gone deeper with it? You can always go deeper with it. How can you fall back in love more with who you are right now and who you've been and who you're becoming and all the unknowns and all the things you don't like about yourself and all the things you do like about yourself? Can you go deeper with it? There's so much deeper to go. And this is I'm seeing this next chapter of your life is very much a season of that. And when you do that, you unlock a lot of your magnetism, a lot of your undeniability, a lot of your almost it factor energy that's going to attract so many more people and people who want to pay you or give you jobs or money and just opportunities for abundance into your life. That's how you become unstoppable and undeniable. I just saw 22 for you, so nice confirmation. I also have a video on this of how you kind of, we have another reading on this channel of how you can become unstoppable, how your success becomes inevitable, you turn on your it factor, right? I will link that above for you now, just in case you want to check that out. That was a little while back on this channel, but very powerful reading. All right, any last messages from Afterlife, the Underworld, my spirits, your spirits who passed, anything else? This is the perfect last card for you, the perfect message, the perfect affirmation that you're welcome to use this affirmation if it calls to you. But the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. What? That is so perfect. The moment I realign with love, especially love for who you are, love for where you are, love for this moment, love for yourself, just unconditional love for yourself. The moment you realign with love, clear direction is presented to you, meaning the universe clears the way. The universe shows you the next step. The universe carries you on its waves to the next island, the next place you need to be. Lines things up. It charts that easiest course for you. And do you realize here, it doesn't say the moment I realign with love, I blaze the right direction. It's the direction is presented to you. You could even say the moment I surrender to love, clear direction is presented to me. That's how you know what next step. That's when you're taking action from a place of pure love for yourself, meaning you say no to the things that don't feel good. You say yes to the things that do. You let yourself be all of who you are. You show up as your fully expressed self because you're so in love with yourself that you would never do anything less than that. When you are really living fearlessly and very boldly from that place of pure love for yourself, the aligned actions are very clear because it becomes, it's a 444 for you. There's so much alignment for you here. Because life then becomes, it's not a matter of finding the right path to lead to money for you. It is finding the options in front of you that are most resonant with love for yourself. Picking from which option is indicative, like which step can I take next that deepens my love for myself and lets me express my love for myself. And that is acting like I love myself because I do, right? Like when you do that, those are the aligned actions that lead toward the wealth you desire. It always comes back to love. I am feeling called to recommend the book to you, A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. If you haven't read it, it is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. It is something that it is not necessarily around money. She does have one that is about money, but I haven't quite found the same potency in it, though I do enjoy it, and something we'll probably read in book club eventually in the Wealth by membership. But A Return to Love, phenomenal. I feel called to share that with you if that resonates with you. I'll try to remember to leave a link for that below as well in the description if you want to go check that out. But yeah, your non-physical loved ones, your transitioned loved ones, the afterlife. There's so much, I think I said this earlier, there's so much love for you. And you're a part of everything. You're a part of this universe. You're already a part of the afterlife. You're a soul. We're all one. Can you tap into that love and bring it forth within yourself? And that's going to lead to so much of what you desire more effortlessly, more easily, more gracefully coming into your life in terms of finances, career success, and everything else. So, deck 2, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it, how this reading resonated with you. I always really appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It really means the world to me, and especially on this very deep and personal reading. I would love to hear your thoughts on it if you feel called to share your experience of it. You are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. If you want to come join me inside the Wealth Vibe membership so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our daily mini money readings that we've recently started in there, as well as our receiving mode challenge to relax and surrender really our way to more abundance, and our book club, and so much more, then I would love to get to connect with you there in the membership. The link for the Wealth Vibe is in the description and pinned comment below. If you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that is also below. And with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and just beautiful love and surrender. And truly remember to enjoy this life, to enjoy who you are right now and find all the abundance you can within each moment, all the abundance you hold within yourself in each moment. Because this life is so rich and full if you're willing to look for the bounty that each moment holds. And I will see you in another reading very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 3. This is your reading to uncover what message the afterlife or spirit realm has for you around money. So we're going to see what messages want to come through for you. If you skipped the intro and want my personal backstory on why I'm doing this reading in particular, it's a little different since we're channeling the afterlife here, you can go back and check that out. I'll put a timestamp below so you can see that backstory. You don't have to, but I may refer to people in my life who have recently passed or deities that I worked with during this reading, so just know that there is context for that at the beginning of this video if you want it. Right now I am just kind of opening this portal up for seeing what message wants to come through around money for you from the afterlife, from ones who have passed maybe. Wow, opportunities, growth with the Pilgrim card here. I'm going to pull some more from the Wealthy Woman deck to get a little bit more clarity. That's already really a nice start to see what message afterlife has for us. Yeah, Fortress of Protection, the storytelling. Ooh. So 111 for you. The big message that's coming through first here, right? With I want this card on top. It's so beautiful. I'm getting this is from your ancestors, right? Your family members, loved ones who have passed, and they are. First of all, I'm getting that if flowers or roses, or peonies are a sign from anyone who's passed. This is a confirmation for you. It won't be for everyone, but for some of you. I'm getting that there are opportunities that are in front of you right now that your loved ones who've passed or your ancestors who passed want you to be aware of. They're trying to draw your attention to it. They're really excited about it. But there are these opportunities, right, for growth, opportunities for you to finally tear down any blocks that are preventing the wealth or success you desire to come to you. Like, I get that these are blocks that are, for a lot of you, generational blocks that have kind of almost plagued or, weighed on your family, your lineage, or maybe your soul over different incarnations. They're things that have weighed on you and your family for a long time, and it's like your ancestors are so excited. They're like pointing and jumping up and down and being like, look, look, look. There's opportunities for you to finally dismantle those blocks, those beliefs, those patterns, those habits. For some of you, it's like breaking generational. I'm getting like curses, potentially, for some of you. It's really exciting. It's the dawn of a new era in your family, with others. I'm seeing like also rays on all of these cards. We have rays coming up here, rays coming, they're very faint. I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but on our storyteller card here from my Wealthy Woman deck, rays behind her. Of course, on the Wealthy Woman deck have rays, the little plaques, but there's just these rays of light. Like, it's like the light's going to start cracking through and finally dissolving these blocks in front of you. And your ancestors are saying all you're going to have to do to bust through these blocks once and for all, to eliminate them from your legacy, from your bloodline, from your soul's contracts, is bring conscious awareness to these blocks and these opportunities. And so I'm getting that for a lot of you, it's going to be a matter of, first of all, asking people around you, right, in your life. I'm getting for a lot of you coworkers or possibly family members, but asking the people around you to tell you what they wish they had known, or what they would wish they could do in your position, right? Or things they wish that they could have known at your age, or things like that. There's a lot of wisdom there that's going to come through that. But also your ancestors saying, don't take on everything and just blindly that you get from others. Listen to the wisdom beneath the stories that they're telling you. This is our storyteller card here, and this is usually a card about speaking what you want into existence, which is still the case for you. We're going to get to that. But the guidance is, it's like, become a listener and invite others in your life to be a storyteller for you. So asking your parents, like, what do you wish you'd known at my age? Or even, what do you wish you'd known when you were struggling with X, Y, and Z that maybe you're struggling with right now, right? Especially around finances or career or anything like that. What do you wish you'd known or done? Or just tell me, like, what do you wish someone had told you years ago, right? You can ask that of your parents. You can ask that in a sense where it makes sense to, and in a way that makes sense to and is appropriate with your coworkers, with, for a lot of you, your boss. This could also be with peers, with mentors, things like that. But asking those questions, you might even, if you have a business, asking that on social media. If you use social media and you have a connection with your audience, asking what they want to hear. The reason behind this, your ancestors are saying, is that's going to help you really see opportunities for growth. It's going to help you see where you can grow, what blocks are ready to be dissolved, and how you can dissolve them. Really allow others to become a storyteller to you. Take in their stories, listen to them, but listen not just to what they're saying, but to the truths beneath them. Because a lot of times people's stories are projections, right? Projections of their experience of their lives and reality through their lenses, through their consciousness. So it's not that you're going to just take everything at face value from everybody. You're going to listen, ask for wisdom, for guidance, for what people wish they'd known or heard when they're in your position, or when they were your age, or in your situation, or just in general at different points in their life. Take that in and listen to the common underlying threads. Take that in and listen to what is the bigger message, that kind of the undercurrent beneath most or all of the stories you receive. What are the bigger takeaways for you? Right? It might not be what they're trying to communicate to you. It's what you can glean from it underneath, right? This is really powerful work. Listening to underneath. There are lessons, there are clues, there are opportunities, there are keys that will open locks that have previously been locked for you and for your family, for your generation, for your incarnations. Like, there is a lot of unlocking, a lot of dissolving, a lot of shifting available to you. And the key lies in asking others to tell you those stories, and then finding your own truth, weaving your own story of what you want to create, how you want to shift, and then starting to speak that into existence. Meaning, once you've taken in the stories, you've gleaned the wisdom from them, the wisdom you're meant to hear that feels right to your soul, start speaking those lessons into existence. So it might be that, you ask one of your parents or family member or something, what do you wish you would have known at my age? And they're like, oh, I wish I would have known that the world is a cruel place, right? Like something really pessimistic, maybe. For example, you don't have to sit there and go, okay, I'm going to just tell the story that the world's a cruel place and that'll dissolve some blocks. That's not, right? That won't feel good to you. That won't feel aligned. Instead, you start telling the story of, oh, well, maybe underneath it all, they're saying they wish that they could trust themselves more, or that they could have more optimism in the face of challenges. And so then maybe you get to start telling the story of, I have optimism and courage in all situations, in especially any financial or career challenges that I currently face. I am optimistic. I am in the energy of a solution rather than a problem. I'm looking for ways that the world is with me instead of against me. I know that the universe supports me, right? Like there is this ability for you to shift what has, again, plagued your family line for generations, and to finally break into a new level of wealth. So it is very, very exciting. It's very, very affirming, right? But that's what your ancestors are so excited. And I get that the people around you in your life maybe haven't been ready to talk about some of this stuff before, or you haven't been ready to hear it, but it's like the stars have aligned, and now is the time for you to receive these stories, find the stories that are deeper, that are true for you beneath them, and then tell your own story and start affirming that, start healing around that, start shifting into becoming this new version of you who no longer has these blocks or who can overcome them. So a lot going on for you there. Let's see what else Afterlife or spirits have to say around what deck, it's not that card, deck 3 can do to release. What you can release around money. Become a wonder hunter. Can release the rigidity of money, right? I'm also getting if blue or turquoise is a sign for you. This is something to really pay attention to. We have this very blue turquoisey Amazonite stone you chose, as well as the colors almost matched exactly on this card that came out right next to it. So just something to be aware of there. Also rabbits. Become a wonder hunter, right? This card really, when we're talking about what you can do to release anything that's blocking right around money is feeling like you know it all. You don't. You don't know it all. And I think maybe you even know that on the way, but like you haven't got it all figured out. There is so much more mystery and miracle in this life, in this world for you. The afterlife is saying it's a lot of your ancestors, a lot of your loved ones who have passed. I'm getting some of my loved ones who have passed too coming through here. This is a very universal message. They're saying that it was only in death that they realized how much they didn't have figured out about life. And it's not in a place from a place of regret. Let me be clear. These messages are coming through. Your loved ones, my loved ones, they don't seem to have a sense of regret around them that they're like, man, I really wish I'd been more curious in my life. They're more like, it's so human of us in this lifetime to not be able to see everything around us because we're so used to, we interpret the world through our senses, through our sight, through our smell, touch, taste, hearing. And so if you can't interact with the unseen spirit in those ways, especially if you don't know how to, if you don't have more of your spiritual gifts or clairs kind of activated or unlocked, then of course it's hard to truly understand the beauty and the possibility that is available in each moment, and all the abundance that's available, and all the ways that energy and money specifically flows in really miraculous ways. So kind of become a student of that again. Become almost like, I'm getting like realign with your inner child, become more childlike in a way, and let go of this like adult persona you have that's like, I've got it all figured out. It's like, be okay with and actually excited about not having it all figured out, especially the workings of the universe, the way money can come to you. Be open to that, right? Like let go of needing to feel like you've got it all figured out. You don't, and it's a good thing that you don't, right? That opens you up to more possibility. We have mind your monkey business. The afterlife is saying, do not let anyone else's stories or their own perceived blocks or limitations or ideas of how the world works or how money works or career works or success works. Don't let anyone else's beliefs become your own, right? Release anyone else's stories around that. Release what people, like, basically release the rules and pay attention to the rules that you create for yourself. Those are your rules. You create your, outside of like the laws of physics and the constraints of our physical bodies in this 3D reality. Outside of that, there's no real rules, right? Of course, I saw 1313 for you, some nice magical confirmation. Of course, there are consequences to our actions, but there are no real rules. And especially with how you can make money, how you can manifest it, how it can come into your life. Like, there are people are so keen to tell us in our lives, like when we're living, right? They're so keen to tell us how the world works because they think they've got it figured out. The truth is they've got it figured out how the world works for them because they've created the rules that they play by and that they believe the world works by. This is mindset work, right? So if you go through life believing that the world's against you, to use that example again, you will look for, your brain will subconsciously and consciously look for and find evidence to support that belief. And so then you will feel like the whole world is against you. This universe is limitless. So that means you can find whatever you're looking for within it. So on the flip side, if you go through life believing money's easy and it's always chasing me and trying to come to me and just it loves to be around me, or the universe is with me and on my side and loves me and I'm the universe's favorite thing ever since sliced bread. It's like when you believe that, you will go through life looking for and finding this evidence that supports it, like synchronicities and finding money on the street and getting that raise at work. It's like, it's all about your perspective on it. And that creates the reality you live in and therefore create more of in your life. So really looking at what stories, right? We have again stories here, have you latched onto, you've adopted from others. And I get it. When we're young, we're told a lot of stories. We believe it because we don't know better. We're little sponges. But it's like, go and detox those stories that you've been told that do not feel good to you about money and about career and success. That is a great exercise to do after this reading, to sit down and be like, what stories have I been told? What rules do I have? What rules have I been told? Like, this is how money works. This is how your career works. This is how success works. This is how the world works. 1515 for you. A lot of alignment. What stories have I been told? What stories have I carried where I'm looking at other people's rules for life that's created what they believe is their reality? How can I, what rules do I want to keep and what rules do I want to let go of? What rules do I want to create for myself? It's going to lead to a very different life for you than those other people. And unless those people are people you would happily trade places with, it does not matter what their rules are, you don't want to take them on. Something I always say, I don't take criticism from anyone I wouldn't happily and readily change lives with. I just don't. I don't take that criticism. Anyone online or offline who tells me how I should be or things I should change about myself, unless I can look at them and go, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I would 100% change lives with you in all aspects because your life looks amazing in what I want. Unless it's someone I look at and can do that, I do not take their criticism, their rules on. I don't. Because then I'll get what they have. I'll play by their rules and get their outcomes. So unless I want their outcomes, I don't take their rules on. It doesn't mean I don't ever look at people who are different from me or who have something different that I want and I can't learn from it or find the truths underneath it for me. I do that all the time. But I'm not just going to take on and adopt anyone else's rules, whether it's around how I should go about trying to make money, how I should do even my videos on this channel. I do not take any of that on unless it's someone that I know and I look at and I go, yeah, you know, 100%, I would 100% trade roles with you. I would step into your life in a heartbeat. Otherwise, I'll listen to what's the clarity for me underneath it. What's the lesson I want to take from what this person is saying, right? And so that's what the afterlife is saying for you. Now we're looking at what can you do to call in more money? We have Spirit of the River and Closing the Door. Movement toward adventure, completion. We also have some 5s that are popping up. So 5 is a sign for you. Some nice confirmation here. It's funny because we had a lot of talk about doors in pile 2. So if you felt drawn to pile 2 and haven't watched it, this is a sign to go watch that if that feels called to you. We also had a lot of discussion earlier in this reading about locks, right? Opening and dissolving, again with doors. So the closing door, right? Yeah, there's a lot of similarities here between this pile and last pile. So check that out if you feel called to. Don't have to. Very different reading still. But in order to call in more money, deck 2, it's going to be a matter for you of, you're almost kind of like completing out a soul cycle. You're closing the door on a lot of the things and maybe even people who maybe once were aligned and are no longer aligned, right? Take that as you will. Take that on as it feels right to. But what I'm getting, this guidance now is coming through Artemis and Hades, interestingly enough. I don't typically channel the two of them together, but they're probably Hades here and Artemis here with the meanings of these cards. But it's time to let go, to allow the parts of you and the parts of your life, the aspects of your life that do not serve you, to fall away, to die off, to close the door on those parts, to say goodbye to them, right? In life there are a lot of deaths, and we often think death is just the final death of transitioning into non-physical, right? Or out of this body. But there's a lot of little deaths we experience pretty regularly in our lives. They're just not immortal, like it's not a matter of our mortality, right? It's more deaths on a philosophical or metaphorical level, but there's a lot of death in our life. And there's also a lot of life and a lot of rebirth and a lot of growing, right? But right now I'm getting that this is a season for you to allow the things that need to fall away or die off in your life to do so, to no longer cling to them, to make space and move toward some adventure, right? A new chapter, to move toward, I'm getting moving toward becoming who you have maybe always wanted to become, but haven't yet fully allowed yourself to become. Because that version of you is the one who's going to be able to easily manifest the wealth that you want, easily step into the lifestyle that you want. This is a time for an upgrade for you. It's a time for a rebirth, a new chapter. And it's time to become unapologetic in what you want, is what I'm getting. And that's very much coming from Artemis. She's my patron goddess, and been with me my whole life. And she's very much the energy, the archetype of going after what you want. She's the huntress, right? Going after what you want, shifting, pivoting, the moon, right? Goddess of the moon, to reach what you desire and who you desire to become along the way. And allow that hunt, that pursuit to shape you. You're ready. This is your ancestors now, your past loved ones. You're ready for a new adventure. And all you have to do is give yourself permission to let go of what needs to be let go of. Might be people for a lot of you. And when I say let go, it doesn't mean totally cut them out of your life, but maybe it means a change in the relationship. Maybe it's letting go of a certain job or income stream. Maybe it's letting go of something, right, that you know is no longer serving you and is maybe even holding you back from where you want to get financially, career-wise, and who you want to become on that path. It's time to let go of that and start to actually go on this adventure, this pursuit of truly becoming who you want to become next. And that includes the kind of wealth that you want to have and the way you want to bring in that wealth and success. So that's really your next chapter here. And in the afterlife, my deity's there, and your loved ones are saying, go for it. This is the time. It's time to take that leap right now. This is that time. Last little guidance for you. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. You're being called, if you can tell here with this, to tune more into prayer or meditation, right? It's going to serve you so much on this journey you're embarking on this new becoming. 2233 for you, some repeating numbers. Just saw it on my phone. So ask for the help that you need and want. Ask for the guidance. I'm getting that for many of you. There is an invitation that is opening for you to develop more of a channel, more of a connection to, more of a spiritual gift for connecting with maybe the afterlife or ones who have passed. So there might be some mediumship there. Or just channeling source, deities, collectives, things like that. That might be something for some of you. If that's the case, you are welcome to explore that, right? The afterlife is saying there is something there for you if you want to explore it, if that resonates with you. If it does not, leave it. Then now is not the time. That's okay. You don't have to pick that up. But there is that opportunity. That might be part of who you are becoming. But there is a lot of guidance in non-physical for you that's available to you, that's ready and willing to step forward and help you navigate this new adventure of who you're becoming and, blaze the path to the wealth you desire and the success you desire in a very aligned and magical way for you. So that is available for you, right? And it's something to, you can connect to that and to those energies through prayer and meditation by asking. For some of you, this is just more about connecting with your inner self, right? Prayer and meditation within yourself or to your higher self, to God, whoever, whatever it is that resonates for you. Either way, those things will lead to more abundance for you. Finding more guidance within or from spirit or from those who have passed, right? There is guidance there. And that's going to be massively beneficial for you and help you so much and move faster down this path. So creating time each day for a meditation practice, perhaps a 444 for you, or for prayer, whatever that means to you. This is that sign to maybe even double down on that or go deeper with it or try a new modality for it if you're already doing that regularly, and just connect in a different way, on a different level with the guidance that's available to you. If you are wanting to, this is wild because I haven't officially launched this or talked about this, but if you are wanting to unlock more of these spiritual gifts or learn how to channel, learn how to connect with spirit guides, deities, the afterlife, collectives, unlock spiritual gifts, inner guidance, you are welcome to come join me in the Wealthify membership. We're not necessarily doing that there right now, but that is the only way where you can start to connect with me, and you can message me privately when you get in there and let me know that you want to pursue that path. If I leave this part of this video in when I edit it and post it, it means that I will have some sort of option to do that either with me or in a group setting in the near future. And it would be a paid offer, but you could come join me for that if that interests you. So there's that invitation. If I choose to leave this in the video, it stands when I post this later. But yeah, Spirit's asking me to share that with you. So there's a lot of support behind you, Deck 3. There's a lot of support from non-physical behind you. I see you have a large spirit team. You have a lot of people who have passed who love you, ancestors who are excited for you, who are proud of the work that you're doing and who you're becoming and who you're going to become in this lifetime. The blocks that you're going to finally dissolve for you and for, to heal your past family lineage and your future generations to come, or just the world at large. And it's really just like, this is a lot of becoming curious about who you want to become, the stories you want to tell, and leaving everything behind that is ready to be left behind so that you can truly step into being the fully expressed version of you that you want to become, the wealthiest, next level version of you that you want to become. So, Deck 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from this reading and how it resonated. I always truly appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It really means the world to me, and especially this reading, which is so personal in a lot of ways, to me and to you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this if you feel like sharing below. Now, you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealthify membership so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily manifest the wealth you desire into your life, including our daily mini money readings that we have in there every day, our book club, our monthly receiving mode challenge, all of that sort of stuff, then I would love to get to connect with you there in the membership. The link for the Wealth Vibe is in the description and pinned comment below. If you want to order your copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, this is the deck I authored, so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, then the link for that is also in the description and pinned comment below. With all of that being said, I am wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and curiosity and excitement and drive for becoming who you want to become and adopting the rules and creating your own reality from the inside out with the rules you want to have that are true for you. I'm so excited for that for you, and I wish that for you. And remember to enjoy this moment and who you are right now and who you're deciding to become, and find all the abundance you can within where you are now and all the possibility that lies ahead of you, because this life is so rich and full if you're willing to look for the bounty that each moment holds. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Hello, deck number 4. This is your reading to uncover what message the afterlife or spirit realm has for you around money. So let's see what message is wanting to come through for you. If you skipped the intro at the beginning of this video and want to hear a little bit more of my personal backstory on why I'm doing this reading in particular, because it's a little different since we're channeling more from the afterlife here, you can go back and check that out. I'll leave a timestamp below in the pinned comments with where you can find the backstory. You don't have to check it out, but I may refer to people in my life who have recently passed or deities that I work with during this reading, so just know that there is context for all of that at the beginning of this reading if you would like to check that out. Right now, I am pulling just to open things up, communicate with our spirits and afterlife, spirit realm, to see what message they want to lead with, their main message for you around money. Oh my gosh, these are so exciting. I have these cards just a little bit lower than we can right now just because there is glare on these laminate finished cards, but I want to make sure we're in screen for you. But I do want you to be able to see the cards if you like. But let's just see one more card. I'm pulling, kind of supplementing with the Wealthy Woman deck here to get clarity on what this message is for money. Right, this is the deck I authored that's all around wealth. All right. My deck force. This is really beautiful. The guidance that's coming through from the afterlife, I'm getting from a lot of these messages, I feel like I've been starting with our ancestors, our loved ones who have passed, right, in the afterlife. And for you, they're coming forward here and they are saying that whatever is going in your life right now, especially around money or career or any even ideas I'm getting that you have for like businesses or things to do in your business or career or around money, anything that feels really exciting to you right now. I'm getting goosebumps. Anything that feels really exciting to you right now, your loved ones who are non-physical are seeing it from a totally different vantage point than you, and they're saying, go for it. They are like, it is, like, allow yourself to believe it can be as good as you're hoping and wanting it to be. It can be that and even better. This is the Too Good and True card. And, just a personal note, butterflies and giraffes are signs from my father who passed, who I communicate with and channel from so frequently. And it's just that confirmation for me that there's someone on the other side, right, beyond the veil for you, who loves you so much. Deck 4, I'm getting teary-eyed. I'm feeling that energy come through. They love you so much. And they are so excited for you, and they believe in what you can do, not just for yourself, but for the whole world and for the people around you. They believe in that, and they see what's possible for you and what you're powerful and capable of, and they are wanting you to know that, and to know that what you're starting to see in yourself and as a possibility, again, for like a business idea or a career move or an investment idea or whatever, they're saying, like, you don't even understand how good it can be. Like, it has the potential to either directly be as good or better than you think it's going to be, or lead you indirectly to something even better than what you're thinking of. So there's just like this overwhelming amount. It's like I'm getting, for most of you watching deck 4, like this initial message is coming from, again, like I'm getting like one person who has passed, who was and still is so close to you and loves you so much, and better than anyone and any being in non-physical can see your whole potential. And they are so excited for what's ahead for you and what's opening up for you and possible for you. So this is a kind of sign, if you've been asking for a sign, to go for something, to go for it, right? Always use your best discernment. I like when I say that, especially when it comes to money matters, like use your best discernment because your situation is unique from everyone's. But if there's something, it's like go for it, meaning either jump into it or start exploring it more, right? And see where it takes you. But it's like a resounding yes. I'm like being shouted with this enthusiasm at me is coming through with my clairaudience of like, yes, that's that your loved one just being like, yes, and you've got this. I see that whatever you're looking at doing, if you pursue it and you take the aligned actions along the way that feel right to you and you're choosing always from love, you are going to heal so many people around you. You are going to better the lives of so many people around you, and it's going to feel effortless to you because you're not even going to be focused so much on them. You're going to be focused on you and following what excites you and what's aligned to you, and this idea that, or, concept or fantasy that's just lighting you up. It's like you're going to be following that for you because you're following your inner guidance system, your alignment. You're going to be following that for you, and what you're going to do, who you're going to become, the gifts you're going to unlock within yourself, and the deepening of love you're going to have for yourself is going to spill out and overflow into everyone around you and just better everyone's lives. And then in doing that, that's going to then create this ripple effect of like good karma where then you're getting back like what you put out tenfold, right? Like that's what these cards are, is like this healing through love with our healer card, and the light river card is doing what feels right to you, sharing yourself for yourself and for the world, and doing what comes easily to you or what excites you, what's aligned to you. And then in doing that, you're going to naturally help other people, and they're going to, in direct and indirect ways, pay it back to you like tenfold. So that's how you don't even realize that what you're thinking of doing is so aligned and so perfect and is going to be so massively beneficial. But the key is that you have to do it for the love it unlocks within yourself, for yourself and for this life, and doing what you want to do with love, with excitement, with passion, right? And this doesn't mean that your full-time day job has to be the thing you're the most passionate about. That helps though. That does help, I will say. But the guidance is more like, even if it's this idea of like how to budget your finances, or, like learning a new skill, or starting that side hustle, or offering something else in your business. It's like the universe, your loved ones, wow, they're really just like, it's gonna be so good for you. And yes, it'll be good or lead you to something good, even if it's indirectly, because it'll kind of meander you down a different path and reposition you. It's going to lead you somewhere really good financially for you and career-wise for you that you can't even foresee. But then also on top of that, who you'll become along the way and how you'll be living your life and the energy you'll take and the things you'll do that'll impact others. Like it's going to have this really massive positive effect on others around you, maybe even for some of you, like the collective and world at large. And you're going to have this beautiful ripple effect coming from you just purely pursuing what feels right and exciting to you. Like as a byproduct, people around you, others outside of you get positively impacted, and then that comes back to you, right? Because you're going to help so many people improve their lives in different ways. So this is so exciting. This is like beautiful, and I can't believe that guidance that came through, and just the like overwhelming love. Truly, the overwhelming love. I'm just noticing this Grecian bust here. This is my deck. Like I worked closely with the artist on designing this deck, and I don't think I've ever fully noticed the bust here that looks very Grecian, very Hellenic, which is all my deities. I'm very much a Hellenic practitioner, and Artemis has been with me my whole life too, so she's definitely here. Wow. My dad hasn't come through in any of the other piles in this reading, in this video, just so you know. And that doesn't mean that like those aren't any good. There were very different energies and entities that came through there, but the fact that my father came through here is so special, and it's just such a sign of love. And I know that there's I can feel, for those of you who picked this pile, who are drawn to this pile, there's someone equally as meaningful and loving for you on the other side of that message. And that's just like, I'm blown away. All right, we're going to pull from another deck, and I want to, I'm going to ask the Afterlife, non-physical, to let me know what deck 4 can release around money. What can deck 4, oh my goodness, release around money? We have so many cards. Do we want to read them all? Yes, we do. All right, we're going to do a really quick read of these. We have new projects learning. Any resistance you have with this Acolyte card to any new projects, any learning, becoming a student again, starting new things, throw that out. Good, because we have this new thing you're excited about, this new idea or potential or even vision you have for yourself. Any resistance you have being like, I can't start that because I'm too busy or because I've already committed to something. It's like, throw those excuses out. Lean into the new projects and learning that feel right to you. We have the Merchant Self-Worth Trade. Anything where you're trading away your self-worth. Ooh. Let it go. Leave it behind you, right? I'm going to push these cards up so we can get everything on screen here. Let that go. Deck 4. You don't need it. There's so much more for you beyond things that make you feel like you're compromising your self-worth. Things that make you feel like you're not good enough. This could be conversations, habits you have, people in your life. Could be jobs. Again, for some of you, it might be letting go of something. Again, do that responsibly and in whatever way feels aligned to you. Something to really be thinking about there. Again, letting go of old income streams maybe that no longer serve you and make you feel less than in some way. Or just even, I'm getting for a lot of you, stop following people on social media that it doesn't make you feel good every time you look at their accounts, even if they are someone positive. Stop following them. Stop listening to them. Stop taking in that stuff. I just saw 1010 for you. Stop inundating yourself with things that make you question your self-worth, right? Leave those things behind. The pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. Let go of the idea that you have to know how this amazing thing is going to work out. You don't need to know the how. There's a lot of discussion with this. I want to say in deck 1, I can't remember, one of the previous decks. So if you were called to either deck 1 or deck 2, I think it was deck 1. But if you were called to an earlier deck and you haven't watched it, go check it out. That might be something for you. Regardless, whether you do or not, you don't have to. The pathless. Difficult decisions, lack of direction. It's not hard. Decisions are not hard. Let go of the story that it's hard to make the right decisions. You just got to tune into what feels like I'm picking from love and what feels like I'm picking from fear, and pick from love. Decisions get to be really easy when you get to say, am I choosing this from love or fear? Am I choosing this from love? Yes or no? Am I choosing from love or fear? Which one? Decisions get a lot easier. So let go of the story that decisions have to be hard, right? And let go of needing to know how it's going to happen. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. You're going to be genuinely surprised, I'm getting, with how it all happens for you, deck 4. And that's going to be part of what's so good about this, is it's going to be surprising and feel so miraculous and magical. And that's half of the journey of it, half of the joy, and half of the abundance. The other half is like material, but part of it is the joy of not knowing how this is going to unfold and then seeing how powerful you and the universe are in its unfolding, right? Also releasing any control, right? Again, knowing the how, having to predict the how, just take the next aligned step and the next aligned step. Also releasing, anything that tells you that, like anytime you come up against a block in the coming weeks and months. I saw 12/12 for you, nice confirmation. I said this again, it's also my birth date, 12/12. So especially because my dad was in this reading, that's so incredibly meaningful. Just some nice confirmation here for you. But if you encounter as you start out on pursuing this amazing thing that you're excited about, big or small, around finances or career, as you set out pursuing that thing, you may run into a challenge or two. These are often like times for you to grow and develop skills or inner growth that needs to happen in order for you to be ready to execute on the rest of it. Don't release any stories that say, oh, I immediately hit a setback or a challenge, so therefore this is a sign I shouldn't do it. If it still feels exciting to you, it still feels like something that's a yes to you, still feels aligned, and correct to you on a soul level, continue forward. Release any stories that setbacks have to mean it's not fated for you or it's not meant for you. Shift to look at setbacks as an opportunity for growth, to be prepared. It's a preparation stage by the universe for what's coming next. Again, we have biding your time, planning ahead. Let go of trying to plan it all out, right? Let go of trying to plan it all out. And let go of trying to impress or play to the validation of your family. All right, wow, the archer. Right, or didn't I tell you Artemis was here? She's here. Let go of trying to people please the people around you or your family. That needs to be let go of too. You're like embarking on a path that is just out of this world and beyond what people in your life have maybe reached for before. And again, you're going to bring some of them with you, or they're going to benefit from you. You're not necessarily leaving them behind, but you're going to need to leave behind the expectations or the people pleasing in order to be able to best help them, right? In order to be able to best give back to them. So, wow, that's really, really cool. Oh, I love this reading so much. Okay, so much for you to release there. Take what resonates from you there. Leave the rest. I saw 1414. So absolutely take what resonates with you there. Leave the rest. And come back to this video later if you need to pick up on more things to release, right? Also, by the way, because I saw 1414, this Light Weaver card. So those of you who have been following me for a while know, for many years, my business was focused on human design and money and human design and business and things like that. Human design is a beautiful modality. It's a tool, right? And I saw 444, so this is nice confirmation to share this with you all. But when I was writing and channeling the messages for some of the cards, not most of them, but just a couple, including the Light Weaver card, messages from some of the gates in human design, some of the gifts that we sometimes have activated in our charts came through, and this was gate 14, which is this kind of like effortless amplification of what's good around you and in others, and how that brings things back to you, amplified and multiplied, right? And so for some reason, felt called to share it with you. If you're not sure what human design is, you don't need to know it. It's just a little fun tidbit behind the deck. But I do think for some of you that's a sign, or 14 is a sign for you. I will put a link above a card above, but in the past I've created little videos of like what is human design or how to get started with it. I'll link some of those now for you, and I'll put them in the description below, just in case you are curious about human design or you want to see my take on it. But for some reason felt called to share that with you. All right, what can deck 4 do to call in more money? Afterlife spirits. What can deck 4 do? Stars in the sky. Limitless possibility. Wow. I don't think I've pulled that card from this deck before, but that is absolutely gorgeous. Let's see what else before I really channel the meaning in that. Lost in space, needing direction. All right. Ooh. We have had a lot of cards come up around letting go of needing to know how. But this card, when we're talking about what you can lean into, what you can do to call more money, is again, pick a direction. And that's that thing that excites you. That's your direction. You don't need to know the map to it. You just need the general direction, right? And having that, but not having the map, not needing to know how it's going to all happen and have like an exact plan, but have just a loose outline and leave it very flexible. And then just allow yourself to step by step, just go with what excites you most, what allows you to choose from love the most. When you do that, when you move in that direction of what you want, but not stay rigid on a 5-step plan or a 5-year plan or something like that, and you just move in that direction and commit to that, you open up to limitless possibility. You open up to miracles. You open up to the universe working things out in your favor, right? So really, it's so funny because the message here is exactly what you need to do, and it's the lesson to learn. It's like very meta and multi-layered here, but ultimately, what you need to do to call in more money is not worry about what you need to do, but just the direction you're going in and who you're being while you do it. Who you're becoming. What you're doing. That opens up the limitless possibilities. Also, just leaning into something that keeps coming through so much with this reading because we're channeling the afterlife. And I talked about this in another pile, but Hades, he's stepping forward now. He's a deity in the archetype and energy I'm working with more recently that's newer to me. But what I'm finding with his energy is that he really wants us all to know how much we have and what truly the magic and the limitless possibility of this life, and enjoying it while it's here, because it's fleeting, right? And really enjoying the miracle of life, and also the miracle of death, right? That there's beauty in both, literally and figuratively, right? Life and death. But that's really what this message is right here. Is like there's so much possibility on this journey to abundance for you, in the pursuit of what you want, in the pursuit of this idea that you have. There's so much limitless possibility in each moment. There's limitless possibility in life, beyond life. Like there is just limitless possibility. We live in an infinite universe. There's limitless possibility. So head in the direction of what you want, but don't try to limit the universe to one path to it by thinking you know best. Let the universe show you where you can go next and what's available, and bring you limitless possibility. Also, if you need another direction, head in the direction of what gives you the most possibility, what feels the most limitless, the most freeing, the most liberated to you. That's the right choice. That's always the next right step for you. And choosing that space from love, not fear, from your soul, not your ego, right? So what your ego says gives you more freedom and possibility is not often the same thing as what your soul says gives you more freedom and possibility, right? So really learning to distinguish those things from one another. If you need help doing that, that's, again, I would check out some of those human design videos, and then learn about your human design authority, because that's really, for me, how I learned to trust my inner guidance, my soul, over my ego, over my fears, right? Okay, any last messages from the afterlife, from loved ones who have passed? Spirit. I choose to learn through love. This is all about love, right? Choosing from love and choosing to learn through love. So just some nice last little confirmation here for you, deck 4, of always choosing from love and choosing to learn what comes up from the choices you make from love rather than from fear, right? When we choose from fear, we don't really learn lessons. We're just trying to get out of what seems like a fight or flight situation, whether that's actually true or not. But that's what our bodies and our minds are doing when we're choosing from fear, is we're trying to get out of a situation to prevent something from happening, right? Rather than when we choose from love, when we choose from what feels aligned from us, what truly feels too good or too exciting to be true, and we choose that over and over and over, day to day, moment to moment, year to year, that compounds. And that's where our growth is. That's where all our limitless possibility is. That's where our power is. There's times when it pays to choose from fear, when we truly are in an actual life-threatening situation, right? Quite literally. The rest of the time, it doesn't really choose to learn. It doesn't pay to choose from fear. That's just in emergency scenarios, right? The rest of the time, it's always about choosing to learn through love. Truly. And let's be clear, that doesn't mean that you give people love or situations love that don't deserve it. It means you always give yourself love, because you always deserve it. You choose the most loving thing for yourself. The thing that feels the most exciting, the most aligned, the most love-filled for you. That's what choosing from love means. And that's where everything you want is on the other side, all the money, all the success. That's the message for you, right? That's what your loved ones who have passed, that's what the afterlife wants you to know right now in order to unlock more abundance in all forms, and especially financially and success-wise in your life. So go for it. Start pursuing that thing that feels too good to be true, and let it be so good that it becomes true. Wow. So beautiful, deck 4. This was, wow, this reading, truly, this one in particular, just completely blew my mind. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did enjoy this reading, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below letting me know what you took from it and how it resonated. I truly do appreciate getting to see your comments and hearing how these readings connect with you. It means the world to me, and especially with this reading being so personal to me and to you, I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on it if you feel called to share below. Now you are, of course, if you're not already, welcome to subscribe to my channel for future card readings for abundance. And if you want to come join me inside of the Wealthified membership, so you can get access to all of the resources, support, and community you need to more easily go after what's aligned for you, choose from love, and call in the wealth that you desire manifested into your life, then I would love to get to connect with you there in the membership. This would include access to our daily mini money readings that are in there, our book club, our monthly challenges for manifesting wealth. There's so much goodness in there. It's a ridiculous steal for the price and ridiculous value. And I just saw 222 for you as we are wrapping this up. So this might be your sign to come join me there if you've been thinking about it lately. The link for the Wealth Vibe is in the description and pinned comment below. If you want to order your own copy of the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck so that you can get divine guidance on demand for all things money and abundance, the link for that is also in the description and pinned comment below. So with all of that being said, I'm wishing you massive prosperity and abundance and love, and really I wish that you remember to tap into and enjoy the idea, the experience of limitless potential in this lifetime, in each moment, because this life is so rich and full if you're willing to look for the bounty that each moment holds. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye.